it's really interesting because like these like Silicon Valley Bank customers, like these like very sophisticated VCs, like venture capital companies, and they got hurt also, like because they were not expecting this type of risk. So, but it's like we are like going back to the past, like our future is our past. Like it's like these bank runs and this kind of like weird kind of events, like things that were happening online or might be happening offline as well. So it's like kind of weird future. Also, like crypto is up, but let's say, or crypto is down, the AI is up, and then everybody is like super focused on AI, and you will have like the AI summer and then AI bubble, and then maybe the AI will be popped because of either some regulation or some kind of woke, I don't know, kind of thing, like that's or some scandals or something, and then but then the crypto will be up. So but I think that the key point here is like it's like symbiotic intelligence, not just AI, and it's good to actually work with all three major technologies.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Mtambo Desk Podcast. My name is Mtambo, and today I'm joining with my old and long-time friend Jakub, who is an author of Wisdom Enterprising. In today's podcast, I'll be talking with Jakub about the current developments happening in the tech and financial world. Well, Jakub, it's good to see you again on Mtambo Desk Podcast. How have you been?
Hi, Duke. I'm really fine. My second daughter was born, Hannah, on 26th of February. So
wow.
I'm like,
wow, that's good news.
Thanks. A bit less sleep, but I'm fine compared to my wife. So, and and we went with my first daughter swimming, actually some swimming session or training, just learning how to swim. So my first daughter is learning how to swim a bit. Yeah.
Wow, congratulations on your second daughter. I mean, it's now the second daughter. And actually, the name, she has a nice name, and she's actually has a similar name like my mom. She's called Hannah.
Nice. Yeah. So your mom is like Hannah with double N and H at the end, right?
Yeah, and H at the end here.
Yeah, actually, it's which is interesting with these names when you have like the H at the end. It's like if you spell it from backwards, and it's the same.
By the way.
Yeah, and I have my cousin, so her husband is like into this kind of names, so so he his second son is like Bob, so because it's like Bob, it goes like from
either way,
like backwards it's the same as so it's interesting. Spelled backwards is the same as when you read it.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, it's cool. So I mean, this is like, so this is like we are a bit preoccupied at home with our daughters, but so far so good. So I mean, I'm writing some articles like on a weekly basis, not on a daily basis. So but we had a great times discussing these like 40 daily biologisms we did with you, like also recording podcasts and like writing articles. So it was great. So how are you?
Oh yeah, I've been doing good. Also from my side, not having a daughter from my side, but maybe I should find one
10
soon.
years younger than me, so don't worry.
Yeah, maybe I should find one soon. But but yes, a lot has been happening since we had our last podcast on the Daily Biologism series. I mean, the network state has been making some impressive progress in recent times. Maybe can you tell us more about what has happened, has been around the network state and the ongoing TNS creator writing?
Right. So we took a short break, maybe like 2 months, with this daily Biologisms podcast and Substack.
Yeah.
But I was active like with these like 1729 writers. They got renamed into the network state creators, so TNS creators, and so I wrote 3 essays for them. Like it's when you go to like Paperly slash I think it's TNS creators or 1729 writers. You can find like all these essays from like this year's cohort of writers, and they renamed it because they also focus on like AI art, also visual art, and not and in the future maybe videos as well, or even the whole movies. So it's not only about writing. So, but it's like one of the projects supported by Balaji, also like for more like word cells or people who like word salary, just writing words, you know. So yeah, it's just like or I mean creators in general. So yeah, I mean, this is like one of the ways how you can support these ideas, like the network state or the network states in general. So like one is by creating like some content, another one is like by coding apps. So
Yeah.
I don't know. So like yeah, let's say on Solana, using Solana and Android phones, you can create something something useful in this area as well. So I think we will be discussing it later.
Yeah.
But like with the network state, okay, so like yeah, I mean, I got in touch with people involved in this community, like interested in network states, and yeah, and actually we held like 5 meetups in Bratislava.
Oh wow.
Yeah, with some people I found online, some I knew offline, or like through some contacts of mine. I also recorded some podcast here in Slovak about the network state, so it got some kind of like attention, at least in this like kind of crypto
Yeah.
community.
By the way, I saw
Quite
the
small.
podcast, but it was in Slovak.
Yeah. I mean, it was nice. Got like I don't know, on YouTube it has over 1,000 views, which is okay, like for Slovakia, I guess, and for this kind of niche topic. And yeah, and there are some people like writing me, like just like, okay, we are interested in yeah. So
Wow.
we want to find out more. Yeah, actually, and also like there were like 2 people that came to a meetup, partially thanks to the podcast, or at least thanks to Juraj Bednar, who actually invited me on his podcast. So it was good that we did it. It was great. Actually, it was a day before my daughter Hannah was born. So
Oh wow.
like I was listening to the podcast just like, okay, just a bit to because it was just published on Saturday a few hours before my daughter was born. So I was at the hospital, just waiting for I don't know, to be called in and to I don't know,
Yeah.
support my wife. So I was listening to the podcast a bit. I felt a bit weird. Maybe I should be doing something else than listening to my own podcast. It's a bit
No.
narcissistic.
Yeah, but it happens sometimes. Sometimes you just want to know, like, if you said the really important things, or if you made a mistake, or where you can improve for the next podcast. So
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I definitely didn't mention like half of the things I wanted. Especially there was like some idea about like elites versus counter elites, or the old establishment and the counter elites, and this is like usually how the change happens, or some kind of power struggles, how they happen. It's usually not the old establishment versus the masses or the populists, but usually it could be something like Elon Musk versus I don't know, some old elites, this kind of thing. So this is like one thing that I completely kind of forgotten to mention, and there are many others, I guess. But overall the podcast was okay. Yeah, and there was also some like practical things, and Juraj, who invited me on his podcast, he came to I think it was a second meetup actually that
Wow.
we had. It was still in January, and yeah, it was
Yeah,
cool. It was
that's
good,
cool.
good.
At
Yeah,
least
because
you did the podcast and you managed to get some, I mean, to recruit some people, new people joining the Network State community.
yeah, I mean, just like people interested in it, discussing it. So it was like, yeah, we had the last time we had like 6 people together. Yeah, we were six, which is nice. So, yeah, and we also there is like this app that we are using. Like, it's not announced publicly, so we just like can't talk much about it. But it's nice. We do like crypto check-ins with it. So it's like but maybe important for people that might be listening, let's say from Africa, that yeah, there is this opportunity to basically, if you go to, I think it's Super Team, it's like Indian guys like who
Yeah.
are into Solana, and they have like there is the Solana Grizzlython, which is a nice name. Because there is a bear market in crypto, so it's
Yeah.
like, but it's time to build, so it's like this. Yeah, the video is great, the promo video for
Yeah.
Grizzlython. It's like everybody's talking like how crypto is dead, and so so it's in the promo video, and then there is this grizzly kind of theme, and you should just build. So, but basically, yeah, there are many places like in Slovakia or in Kenya where many people have Androids, and but if you are like, let's say, from the west, especially like the big cities, like, I don't know, in the US, like or in the Western Europe, many people, like especially in the tech community, they have iPhones. So like lots of developers, they just first start with iPhone, and before they get into Android, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
So I think there is this opportunity for people interested in like startup societies and network states just to build something on Solana for Android. And it's basically, yeah, I mean, if you just listen to Balaji, what he is talking a lot about, like, let's say with also Amjad Masad from Replit, recently, he talks about this like crypto tasking, crypto economy, but imagine something like a portable resume, like a community resume, actually, like portable community resume, like awarding your members like some NFTs, or for, let's say, some tasks like a proof of workout. So it's just like you just go for a morning jog, like a morning run, and then in the evening, or if you do some exercises during the day, some walking, with some like fitness tracker, like, I don't know, it costs like 3,000 bob, or like 30 euros, something like that. Maybe less even, like you can get even some cheaper ones, and then I don't know, you just like do a print screen on your Android phone, and you post it, let's say, in your like Discord group if you have one. And then if you create something like using Solana, maybe a SolC, where you could like award some points, like for this like daily proof of workout, like either some points or some badges, or some like NFTs or something like that. So that's like one just like one kind of like very simple example, but this can be extended to other like proof points, other kind of things. Like if you help someone, let's say, I don't know, from the community, you help to proofread some material that some other member wrote, or some essay, let's say, you can get like I mean, it's the issue here, again, this is like Web3, and it's still very early, and people are just like expecting that magic will happen. But actually, if I think if many people work on these kind of issues, then somebody will come up with something that looks like almost like magic, like Web 2, but it's like supported by Web 3, or underpinned in the background. So like the idea, like, okay, yeah, just imagine like LinkedIn with all these recommendations you can get from people. But the issue with LinkedIn is just, okay, it's like a Web2 company. So if they, let's say, they I'm not even saying like they will censor you. I don't know if they do it, but like if they go out of business one day or something, it might not be preserved, like your community resume or something like that. But imagine like a portable community resume. So if you are, let's say, a part of some DAO or some startup society or some organization, and you like want to leave, you can actually leave with your community resume. And it's not just company resume, because it's not just like from your superiors who are like writing some kind of recommendation for you, but it's actually from your community as well, like how many interactions you did, or how I don't know, some points awarded. And it's not just by people, but the AIs, or you can program some like robots just to award points, let's say, for these like the daily proof of workout, which is like a funny name. proof of work, but not the proof of work, but the proof of workout. But so basically, sorry, this is just like one very tiny example of like what people could try doing. But we could brainstorm something that we wanted to do for many some time already. It's like with Wezesha, we wanted to do basically what we did before with training companies or practice enterprises. So like the student startups, basically, this is like the technical, the vocational education. So like the TVET or the VET. But this could be also done on using Solana, probably. Because it's cheaper than Ethereum for these kind of use cases, and it's just like registering student startups or something like that. So it's sorry, that's just like a little plug here for us. But this is this is kind of connected to this topic. So that I think these things are possible to be done. And like using Solana. So basically, but because there is this opportunity, because in many places Androids are big, and Solana is cheaper than Ethereum. So,
I understand also, like Balaji also wants to expand like this these meetups like all over the world. So do you see like them come to Africa also? And
I think so, but like I think what they are doing is just like they have like this one could say that they're like pivoting here and there, like every 2 weeks or something, but or they are trying many like small scale experiments in parallel, so like and they will see like what will work. So it's like a early stage kind of startup society, not just like a startup, but then they are trying many different things. So for example, they were quite preoccupied with recording the podcast. They have like the network state podcast, and they had actually the first head of state there, the president of Palau. The first guest was Vitalik, and then there was the second guest. There were two guys from the company's Shopify. Actually, the podcast was quite good. So all three are quite good. But now they are kind of like, okay, I was waiting for like every week, like, okay, I want to hear more Balaji, because it's just like, okay, that's like that's my hobby, just like so I can learn some more Balagisms for my writing or something, so always when there is some idea, I write it down. But then like they're now silent for two weeks or something. So probably maybe they have some other definitely they have some other projects that they're working on. But it's like always kind of like it's like prioritizing or like juggling, so yeah. But what I heard, of course, they also want to go, they want to spread those meetups, but I guess kind of like slowly, but I don't know the time frame yet. I hope it's sooner than later.
I hope to. I hope to it comes sooner than later. But so but I also understand also you have like the network state meetups also have the digital version and the offline version, right?
Yeah. So it's like through this app and also through this. Okay, so it's like a Web2 app that, but actually it's underpinned by Web3. So it looks like a Web2, but it's like Web3 actually. So you can verify, like let's say these crypto check-ins. You can verify it on chain, like that actually this happened, like these two addresses met in this location, and it's like that's just like one piece of that app. And so that's like one thing, and another one is just like like building community on Discord. And actually bridging Discord with this app.
Okay.
And but what could, I don't know, like what you could do? I think what anyone could do, like starting some kind of startup society, is like, okay, maybe just start with the Discord and with the moral innovation, as we said, like I don't know, around something that you are passionate about, that you think it's like a top of your identity stack. I don't know, if you're passionate about Bitcoin, just like I don't know, just do that, or passionate about some, I don't know, jogging or running. It can be that. Or anything.
Talking about startup. Okay, you can finish the point.
No, just like saying that maybe just start with something really small and simple, and maybe it could be even something like Balaji book clubs, or some book club, or something like that. So I mean, the idea is like, I don't know, ideally you have like a daily digital action, meaning like, I don't know, at least, like you say hi to your like to-be members or to your friends, or like share some kind of interesting link with some like actionable kind of news, like the news you can use, something like that can help them to level up. Or you share, like, let's say these print screens of daily workout, and like even like maybe if the next step is like coding something where you could like, or a robot on Discord where you could award like points, and then bridging it to on chain, let's say on Solana, that's like that would be like a great next step. And then and then like a meeting every 2 weeks. So like, like let's say on Sunday afternoon after church, or before dinner, or for a dinner, just like meeting with your friends. And it could be something like a Balaji book club or something like that. It just could be maybe general, and then you will figure out like, okay, there are these topics that emerge, like it could be something like optimalism, like optimizing, let's say, your performance or learning, or fitness, or something like that. So or it could be like some, really, you will find out that, I don't know, there are a couple of people just passionate about Solana, or passionate about Bitcoin, or 3D printing, or automation, something like that, automation in agriculture, and you will build like a startup society around automation in agriculture, like smart home and smart farm, something like that.
Okay, talking about and by the way, talking about startup society, I would like to mention about the Jur, or it's JUR. So it's a layer 1 blockchain network which provides the infrastructure that powers societies, countries, and network state. have launched their Call for Ideas Startup Society Awards. Maybe I can just display
JUR.io. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're displaying it.
Yeah. So it's here. So it's Startup Societies Founders Award. So on the website, they're saying like the startup founders, we are looking for you, whether you already have community or just starting, or you need to participate, is a desire to create something extraordinary. So what people, so like who can apply for this? Like founders, so existing founder of an online Web3 with a community ready to take their community onto the blockchain, organization, AB corporations or brand, and an influencer. And so what they're looking here is to get like maybe startups societies, which is great, by the way, because yeah, this really shows that the idea of the network state is really growing big and every day. And so from their website, they're saying like the best pitches will be shortlisted through a voting process coordinated by decentralized committee selected from the JUR community. The JUR team and advisors will then work with the founders to refine their pitches and create 7 minutes video, 7-minute videos. Finally, the judges will score the 10 pitches based on the criteria in the Startup Society scorecard, and the 5 highest scoring pitches win. So it's like there's 10,000 USD. So each of the 5 Startup Society will win 2,000 USD. And by the way, I also submitted our proposal. Our idea, our project to Wezesha. So, and I'm already in the Discord, on their Discord, that is Jure. And it's very, very, very interesting. Yeah.
That's nice. Wow.
So, but generally, I just really like the idea that the network state is also expanding main aspect. People are seeing it's like Bitcoin when it was starting, and now it's picking up. So it's not, as you said previously, it's no longer a fictitious idea, but something real which is happening. So yeah, so I advise anybody who is interested to apply on this. They can go to the JUR.io/society-awards, and you can submit your proposal before that end of 30th. Yeah. Much.
Yeah, I have to say, okay, it's just like yeah, it's true. Like the network states like became like a used word on Twitter. If you like search on Twitter network states, quite very fast. Like after Balaji published the book on 4th of July 2022, was it? Yeah. Time flies, and yeah, I mean, I wrote the review like 2 months later or months later or something like that. But yeah, yeah, and many people are starting network states, but it's funny because yeah, I mean, maybe in 10 years, one of these thousands of attempts will be like diplomatically recognized. Let's see, but let's hope also. But interestingly, like there is this like pop-up network states idea, which actually is happening. I think it's gonna be like in a 1 month or something. I forgot the exact dates, but there is like a pop-up network state in Montenegro, so in Europe.
Wow.
Done by Vita DAO, so it's like longevity, focused on longevity, and I think it's
Vita DAO, and
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I saw I saw another proposal of Vita DAO on the JUR. So I don't know if it's in the same community or something else.
Could be, yeah, but it's that I think it's Zazalu. I think it's the name of the pop-up network state. So it's like for 1 month or something like that, But okay, but this is quite a cool idea, which basically, in Slovakia we have like this music festival, which is called Pohoda, which is like very it's quite a good music festival. Okay, so this sounds like an off-topic kind of remark, but okay, it's quite good, like maybe in top 10 like music festivals in Europe, and it was like 3 days, but during COVID they had to expand it like to 5 days, so because of some, like, I don't know, restrictions on capacity or something like that. So actually they were playing like for 5 days, they were playing the same kind of repertoire or program, but like the people were changing because of COVID, whatever. But but here comes the idea, the Balagism into this topic. So imagine, like, okay, you had a music festival, let's say for 3 days, then you expand it to 5 days, and now imagine that you would build something, let's say for 2 weeks, or like even for 1 month, or something. And so now actually this could be like the pop-up network state, because it's all like imagine like you build a community offline, that actually community that existed before online, let's say some people dedicated to like one cause. It could be like a Bitcoin pop-up state, something like that, but you could also like imagine like just starting, actually, it's just a thought experiment or something, like with this kind of already established events or venues, but they might not be the early adopters, because I don't know, it's difficult to reform already like established players. But at least like these kind of events or festivals, music festivals, they have the know-how around logistics, like setting up all these, like it's almost like setting up a small city actually for 60,000, or how many, I don't know, 30,000 people. I forgot the exact number, but you are almost like setting up a new city, but you're doing it only for 3 days, but now imagining expanding it to 30 days. So you are like 10xing your music festival into a network pop-up state. And actually I heard Balaji talking like, okay, so he's like, he might also organize like some kind of pop-up network state, like for 1 month, actually, or 2 months. He mentioned like 1 or 2 months, and then and then you just 10x that, and you have a real network state. And I was like I was laughing. It's like, okay, because it's a good joke. I mean, but it's true, if you build something for like, let's say 1.5 months or something, and then you just 10x that, and you have like a whole year network state for a year round. So actually that's pretty cool. But it's a nice thing, way how to think about it. So it's really like you have a music festival for 3 days, then you 10x that, and you have like a music festival or network pop-up network state for 1 month, and then if you 10x that, then you can so it's like 100x, okay, compared to the 3-day music festival, but you have like 300 something days of a network state, of a community that is actually becomes permanent now. So it's another way how to think about it. But okay, but this
that's a good idea.
Just like, okay, we can be like too like specific, like with everything, but these like with pop-up network state is like one idea. The app that could be like for kind of building like a physical social network, like some crypto check-ins. Then there is another idea, like for people who are into properties and real estate, and into like building like private clubs. So something like, if you Google Soho House, so it's like a network of franchises like for creative people, like kind of houses, not just I think it's like a club, and also like a kind of hotel where you can stay. And it's the key idea here also, like with these parallel societies, is to have a filter for community, so we are not just and this is actually what Alexander Bard was talking on your podcast recently, like at the end of the last year.
And by the way, we'll be having him on Thursday again for our listeners.
In 2 days, we have to prepare. We have to prepare, actually. Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, no. So, but he says like the money is not enough, like as a membrane, as a filter. So it's not just like, let's say, some private club for rich people. Actually, the money shouldn't be, it should be just like something like to offset the cost, of your activities, or to be like sustainable. Like at some monthly like membership fee or something like that, but it shouldn't be like a revenue generating activity or profit making activity. It should be revenue generating activity to offset the cost. Let's say, yeah, because Balaji says like if you can't crowdfund the coffee, you can't crowdfund the city, or if you can't crowdfund the branch, you can't crowdfund the building. So you have to first crowdfund branch and then let's say a building. So but actually for people who are into like franchises, into restaurants, into like real estate, and so like this franchise model is another kind of interesting way how to maybe test something like network states, because there are like international legal precedents, like between, I don't know, it's like one franchise chain can merge and do like a merger and acquisition with an or like with another franchise chain. And so this is like an interesting precedent for how the network states could operate, and it's also like this franchise license you some people could operate. So yeah, it's another interesting, imagine like a Soho House or like a franchise of gym with membership. So you have like a membership and a franchise. So it's like a franchisor and franchisee. I don't even know the name relationship. So, but like, yeah, there are lots of very successful businesses that run like franchises, like McDonald's is the typical one, but many gyms. So that's like one way. And this idea with pop-up network states, it's quite recent. I just heard it like the other day, but it's actually happening. If you look like VitaDAO, if you Google it out, I better not type it now because of the camera, some issues sometimes. But if you check out the pop-up network state or Vitalik, VitaDAO, something like, if you Google these kind of like keywords, and I think it's called Zazalu, if I'm correct, I forgot the name, but it's in
I'll
Montenegro.
check it out.
Yeah, or Montenegro pop-up network state VitaDAO. If you Google these things, you should find out some tweet about it. So but like my idea here, I mean, it's not like my idea, but like just connecting it with the specific example of the music festival called Pohoda that was expanded because of COVID from 3 days to 5 days. So the idea is like, yeah, some people who are good at, let's say, at logistics and good at organizing these kind of music festivals, just think about it like, if you can 10x that, so 10 times the duration of the music festival, you get like 1 month. And then if you can expand it 10 times more, then you get like a permanent network state, which is nice.
That's a nice, I mean, it's an interesting idea and interesting perspective, by the way. Sure. Well, let's switch gears and discuss the latest updates on Solana. Solana have launched the current Solana Hackathon, also known as the Grizzlython. It's an exciting event for developers who are interested in creating innovative solution on Solana blockchain. Based on the data, so many submissions, maybe you can also try to share that from Balaji. He tweeted like so many submissions are coming from India, and according to you, what do you think? Is this awkward? Because based on him, he say conclusion, the US establishment can't stop crypto, and now it's like also the tech is more shifting into the Indo-Asia than it used to be, like in US, whereby we used to have so many these great ideas.
I mean, it's probably correct. They might not stop the crypto, but they will try. But they might actually harass some smaller countries. But India might not get harassed. So it might actually, like it's like with these some things come out of blue, like this SVB bank kind of like this week or last week, and these kind of things, that there is actually some regional banking crisis in the US, which actually caused like 10% drop in Bitcoin, and then suddenly for one day, and then now the Bitcoin is railing, because actually people, it's like something that was like a constant becomes a variable. So that's what the internet does. And Balaji has this idea of like that we are going actually like the past is our future, and our future is our past. So actually we might get back into like the 1800s, where you had these like bank runs, like run on the banks, like they were actually quite frequent. Which is a bit crazy. But what he meant there is, I think, maybe the US can actually harass some smaller countries, but then probably they can't harass India, because they already tried a couple of times. They already like are pressure, like he says, like Balaji says that the US is like fighting multiple kind of on multiple fronts, like kind of like blaming these people that they are, I don't know, not democratic enough. They are fighting with China, they're fighting with Russia, they are fighting with kind of, or like being critical to India, to Israel, to France. Like France is not woke enough, or I don't know. You can pick like many examples like this, even with the UK over Brexit, and and the UK is like fighting with the EU, this and that. But okay, one good idea also mentioned by Balaji, but is not his own, is tensegrity. So it's like tension and integrity. So tensegrity. So imagine it's like a concept, like I think even like the muscles on your face work like this. So like it's like the synthesis of tension and integrity. So let's say like with the Germany, like Slovakia and Germany, we don't share the same language, so it's like the tension, because it's not like smooth. So I don't know, you need to learn Slovak or German, like to communicate. Like let's say with German you need to speak German, but then let's say we have the same currency, like the euro. So that's like the integrity part. So it's the tensegrity. Actually, it's the idea by Buckminster Fuller. It's like some kind of like a very kind of smart guy with in architecture and like design thinking, and like it's kind of like this kind of like counterculture as well. So Buckminster Fuller is his name. And so tensegrity is like I think the core idea here, where actually you can have like two countries or many countries that are integrated, or they have tensions on one dimension, but they have like integrity on other dimensions. But what the US is doing currently is like they are fighting on multiple fronts. Like in the culture war, in the social war, kind of like in trade wars, like with China, the chip wars and stuff. And the idea is, okay, is this like the example of American dynamism? So there is this kind of meme, like the 1,000 years of the US empire, something like that. Might be, I don't know, but it's always like you have to weigh the probabilities. Or is it the example like of a dying empire, or like an empire that is on a decline, or like a descending arc? It might take like decades or even centuries, so you don't know. But it might even take like days. Like the Berlin Wall fell quite quickly.
It's like the idea by like Ray Dalio. Like,
yeah, like the Ray Dalio, or there is it's like another guy who came up with something called cliodynamics, which is also like kind of computational or quantitative kind of approach to big history or to history. So yeah, I mean it's kind of, yeah, because these are like, let's say, some 70-year cycles,
yeah.
or like kind of but Balaji talks like kind of just like mentions often this Chinese proverb, like the empire long divided must unite, and the empire long united must divide, so it's like I think if you are like if you are well off, like a first world country, you get like what Balaji calls civilizational diabetes, and actually even what is interesting, people are actually fighting quite a lot when they are well off, or when they are like when the economy is growing. So it's all these culture wars, or what Balaji calls like the social war, because everybody, it's happening on social media, and everybody's trying to cancel each other, or influence each other. It's actually this all, it might have been the zero interest rate phenomena, but it kind of happened like actually just by, I don't know, people like being bored, or I don't know, not being hungry or something, or being too it's like maybe also a part of a civilizational diabetes. But if you are like really just like, if you need to hustle and you need to work like, let's say, 2 jobs, and you need to like work from the early morning to late night, probably you don't have time for Twitter fights. So that's like one kind of also interesting idea here. Okay, but like getting back to the topic, so the US might fight crypto, the US establishment, the old establishment, and let's say pressure maybe some countries that are quite cautious, like Singapore. I don't know, they might have some influence over there, which depends on what, to what extent. I don't know about Dubai, but like, I don't know, CZ is living in Dubai.
Yeah.
I don't know the details, but like with India, and then India was actually thinking about banning crypto, but like this might flip, they might see this like, okay, actually, yeah, there is this China, and there is China, and there is US, this great power competition, and actually we want to rally behind free and open global protocols, and so India, as Balaji predicted, or also suggested, they might become the open source kind of, they might choose the open source strategy, because they can't be the Google or the Microsoft, so they might be like the third biggest power, but they will embrace crypto. And once they do it, the US can't pressure them. It's like kind of similar to like the Snowden and Russia, It's like, let's say, think about Austria. Okay, like again, Balaji talked about this example. Oh, actually, not about Austria specifically, but I remember it quite well, and it's also, you can search it on Wikipedia. There is like this incident, and I'm wondering if it was with Snowden or with Assange still. But no, okay, this was with well, let me think about it. Okay, I need to Google it out. But the idea here was that actually Austria is like a neutral country, so they are not in the NATO. But there was this international incident where the plane of a Ecuadorian president was downed, or had to be stopped in Austria and searched, because they thought that he's hiding. And now actually this is a bit stupid, because I don't remember if it was Assange or Snowden, but it doesn't matter. But the point is, it would be the same, and is the same, that this is like the neutral country. which Austria is. They are not part of NATO. Okay, they are in the EU, and they were like still they complied with the US. Like and they complied in searching the plane of a president of a sovereign country, right? Just looking for again. I'm a bit stupid not remembering if it was Snowden or Assange, but okay. But one of them, and yeah, I could Google it, but my camera will crash. So yeah, this is the proof that I'm not reading it because I can't Google it now. Yeah. So, but this is but this can't happen with India, or actually in the past there were some kind of yeah, I mean, this can't happen that easily with India, right? Okay, because they're like too big. It's kind of like they're too big to fail, so they're like too big to mess with. And something similar with Russia, and Snowden. So they gave Snowden the asylum. Again, I'm not saying that Russia is great or anything. Like they're committing a terrible mistake, and it's a very big tragedy. The war they are waging actually on our neighbor next door. So in Ukraine, it's a big tragic mistake, and they are. Yeah, it's not helping the world, and also it's not helping them. But anyhow, this is still it's just like a technical example that Russia was able to give Snowden the asylum.
I can share the Snowden. So I just found it.
So a Morales plane landed in Austria in 2011. Okay, and it was the Snowden, right?
Yeah, it was not the Snowden.
Okay. But so this is like just getting back to the Balaji's point, because when he shared the map there with where this actually Solana Grizzlython is like with all the submissions and which countries they are coming from, and the India was the biggest one, actually thanks to the super team, I guess, as well, which are like and then he sees the future. He like lives in the future, like 5 years ahead, but probably then you realize that it's just 5 months ahead, probably, because the world catches up to him, or it's like faster. Like nobody predicted, like 3 banks would fail on Monday or something. In the US, the regional banks. Okay, but this is like the point here is with India. Okay, if it was like Singapore, let's say, or Singapore, Dubai, like the submissions, all the submissions came from okay, think about like, I don't know, Switzerland, Singapore, Dubai, and El Salvador or something. I don't know, because I'm just like, let's say, some more pro crypto kind of destinations. Then I think these are still kind of like small countries that could be influenced by the US if the US becomes like super aggressive against crypto for some reason. I don't know. Let's say they want to not just ban Bitcoin, but probably they want to like confiscate Bitcoin or something like that. So they, like
which they don't, which they will not. They'll try, but they'll not do.
But they might try, okay, but then the small countries might comply, but the big countries might be like, aha, okay, so now this is our moment to shine, and they might be like, actually we will go full pro crypto, just like to piece these big guys of something like that.
But it actually happened during like when the Russia started the war or invaded the Ukraine. Like after their accounts, I mean, their reserve were frozen by US. They kind of shifted, passing some crypto bills. At some point they used also crypto before I think they banned it again. Actually, so it's like they were using they're evading I mean the sanction through Bitcoin. So some of their money the oligarchs and some of the elites from Russia.
And you mean Russia now, right?
Russia.
Yeah, but also like if you think about Ukraine, at the very beginning of the war, they did like like a fundraising or crowdfunding in crypto. So no, they were like very strong and very early into getting this community like to support them. So yeah, it's true. And I don't know. I think Nigeria has some kind of like capital kind of constraints, right, or something. And I don't know how. I think they're not so much pro crypto, Nigeria, but people there, Nigerians, they're very super pro crypto. So and these countries might change, because I don't know when there will be like when time passes and many young people like crypto. So I think also their leaders will understand it one day.
Actually, Nigeria, like one of the top countries in Africa, in terms of being in terms of trading, say Bitcoin peer to peer, or doing crypto peer to peer, Yeah, and actually also they appeared also on this Grizzlython hackathon. I think on the graph it was India, and then you could see also Nigeria appearing. So yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, I saw in Indonesia there, but I didn't spot Nigeria. But it's cool.
Yeah, I can actually bring it back. Yeah, there's Nigeria. Yeah, on that list. So that really shows also it's no longer about the US. Now people are shifting also to other countries. As I said, also yeah, India, also they're producing many unicorns, as you said before. So it's not a surprise also to see this, but yeah, it's kind of a shock also to see US as a superpower, with great minds being passed with these other countries, small countries.
Yeah, I think it's because India is not small, but it's true. It's because
in terms of populations, not so much in terms of powers. If you say
exactly. Yeah, and you're right. Nigeria is there. Yeah, like with 114 submissions. Wow, cool. And Brazil, even. And it's also interesting, like they are like the UK is quite small compared to India.
Yeah.
And India is like 5 times as many as USA.
Yeah.
But this is also maybe related to Solana as well, because Solana is, I guess, provides many use cases where I mean it's much cheaper to use Solana, I don't know, for NFTs and stuff like that. And so they are also quite strong on the Solana phone and Android and something. So it might be also connected to that. But generally, I mean, the US and also with this Silicon Valley Bank fiasco now, and it's not their fault actually, or the majority of the fault could be put on the Fed and the rapid rate hikes that actually destroyed the value or lower the value of the bond holdings. So there are many regional banks that are suffering in the US currently. Not just the Silicon Valley Bank, but yeah, with the Silicon Valley, this is like
the second. It is now the second. The biggest. I mean, after the 2008, crash.
Yeah. So now you are living through it. Yeah. I was still kind of just a student when this happened in 2008, 2009 and stuff. So, but but it's very interesting. But the point here is like the Silicon Valley. So the crypto is truly global. It's not just Silicon Valley, and the Silicon Valley was suffering because of the inflation and the rate hikes. So it's then people invest into treasuries and they don't invest into innovation and then the next generation of companies. So the Silicon Valley was suffering already quite a lot, and it was disrupted actually by crypto, by remote work, by people fleeing from San Francisco to Miami. So which is actually good. We love exit, but also this is the proof that actually in India or Nigeria you have many founders that are they are able to submit, I don't know, 5 times more proposals to Solana, Grizzlython than the US ecosystem did. So kudos to them. It's great. It's a great example.
Yes, so I was talking about the SVB, I mean Silicon Valley Bank falling. So I saw like this. There's this tweet by Kim.com trying to explain why US banks are failing, and he's saying like US bank were provided with the interest-free money by the US government or Fed for years to prop up the stock market and to buy government bonds. The undocumented rule is that those banks which buy more government bonds get preferential treatment to access free money. But the US banking system has become a tool for the US government to create illusions of a strong economy by pumping the markets with the government printed money and using banks to raise more debt. That only works for a limited time because the more money is printed, the higher inflation rises. When inflation got out of the control, the US government or Fed had to stop interest-free flow of printed money to US banks and increase interest rates. Banks which got used to making big profits by manipulating market with the free government money started to struggle without the regular fix. So the US government bonds that US banks bought, including with depositors' funds, to qualify for more free printed money are now toxic assets with the increase in the interest rates and the demand for the US Treasury drying up globally. That's what created the current crisis for the US banks. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's interesting information. The second part I didn't know, or the one that you get like a preferential treatment. So so I would need to like verify that. So I didn't know.
And maybe just finish this tweet, the last one. He goes on and saying, in short, US government-driven market and debt manipulation are to be blamed. President Biden said today that investors, shareholders of failed US banks will not be compensated because it's their fault for making bad investment. In reality, they're victims of the US government Ponzi scheme.
Ponzi scheme. Nice. Yeah, but the Balaji was also like sharing similar ideas, like, but with the preferential thing, I have to verify that. But like generally, yeah, it's just like they bought the treasuries, and because they thought they will have some kind of value, because nobody expects such a like rapid rate hikes. And once the rates, it's like because if you have like, I don't know, some treasury like with like that yields only like 1% or 2% or something, and suddenly you have like you are able to buy like treasuries that yield like 5% or something. So you will dump those with 2%, and they will like lose value. So it's like the inverse, the higher the rates, or if the rates are growing, the value of the bonds is decreasing because of now you have like you can buy one that is yielding you like 5% instead of 2%. So the one with the 2% loses its value, the value it had before. It loses, and actually it's quite it lost like, I think 25%, if I'm, but they didn't lose like 3%, so the change was just like 3%, let's say from 2% to 5% of the yield. But the bond itself lost like 25%, so
yeah.
It's almost like, okay, it's not the Bitcoin territory of like 2/3, but it's kind of it's in the ballpark, it's like you get like 60,000 something euros or dollars for a Bitcoin, then it drops to like, I don't know, 17 or 16. Okay, and then it recovers to 26. Okay, it's not the same as Bitcoin, it's not as volatile as Bitcoin, but definitely it's not a constant. We are getting into the times of greater and greater volatility. That's like the Balaji's thesis of constants becoming variables, and the internet is increasing variance.
Actually, Balaji also mentioned the problem also isn't isn't just a zero interest rate policy, it's zero interest rate predictability.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I see that you retweeted it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good with words, and I saw him like fighting with Taleb, and he is like always like polite, and Taleb is calling him an idiot or something, because that's like how Taleb communicates with everyone on Twitter. He's like terrible with this, and sometimes, I mean, he makes he has some good ideas and some good points, but like the way how he behaves is like really terrible. This is like, I think this is the difference between, you know, like beliefs, behaviors, and backlinks. So that's what I call, like, because there are like three, you know. Yeah, so you can have like people with moderate beliefs, moderate, yeah, or modern or whatever, but they can have like terrible like maximalist behavior still, you know. Or you can have like, I don't know, also maximalist beliefs, which is also not good. Or fundamentalist or something, but him, I don't know, he has some nice ideas, Taleb, but his behavior is just like terrible. He's like calling everyone an idiot and stuff, and even this Amjad Masad on the other podcast, like the guy, the founder of Replit, he said like Taleb accused him of being a Bitcoin maximalist, and he is not, or something. And then he was like, he wrote Taleb that he can bet him that he will lift more than Taleb, you know, like weightlifting. Taleb can choose a place and a time, and they can do like a deadlifting, you know, like competition or something. It's funny.
So funny. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to another topic, and yeah, we can talk about the Replit. I mean, Replit has been making waves with its 100 days coding challenge. Maybe if you can give a brief on what is about Replit.
Okay, so this is just like I want to do the 100-day challenge, the Replit challenge, the 100 days of code, challenge or something like that. Personally, and I think we should do it like this year. We should somehow like make it. And I also shared it with our friends, like at Ujuzi, you know, like Ujuzi Wetu, that maybe they should do it as well, you know, or just like learn how to use Replit, because it was originally developed for people who want to learn how to code, and they were working with teachers. But then now it kind of becomes more and more, it became kind of the place for almost like production ready code, you know, but the place where you can host your projects, and where they have like these bounties. So they have this product which is not the central to their offering. It's not their central offering, but they were actually inspired by Balaji, by his 1729 crypto task competitions. So, and they integrated this idea into their product, and they called it Replit bounties. And actually they have their like centralized token currency. They have some kind of currency. It's not like crypto in this kind of sense. But separately, Amjad Masad, who is the founder, he's quite excited about like Bitcoin Lightning use cases for crypto tasks or for tasking, you know. And I heard Amjad Masad with Balaji talking on, actually, now thinking like which podcast was it, but actually it could have been the Super Team.
It was Super Team.
Super Team, and they were talking about like the history of like tasking, or how this is still an unsolved problem, like the crypto, I mean the payouts on the internet. So you can the pay-ins on the internet. So because like many people like are buying, let's say they're buying online, right? It's like very, very already like general kind of thing, but like not so many people got ever paid on the internet, you know, paid in, like let's say if you write Substack, you might get paid like using Stripe, right? But not so many people have this experience actually being paid for some kind of task on the internet. And this is still an unsolved problem, and it's not even like a new industry or vertical or something, but it's like it's like the whole economy almost waiting to be disrupted, like yeah, and because this tasking, so instead of like, let's say, employing someone full time, if you use AI, and especially for some kind of like coding challenges and something, it can it can work. So, and like, but generally, Replit, I think it's a interesting okay, it's just like interesting platform to learn and to explore, and I want to do this 100 days of code challenge, just to be ready, because like even like if we develop something like for this like Wazesha or Solana, like something that looks like Web 2 but is using Web 3, so you can like verify, let's say, like your badges or your like crypto kind of student startups or training companies, and your kind of crypto credentials. But you can do it on Replit. Even like Balaji, who was using like for his competitions, like around the 1729.
I remember that.
He had some tasks like use Replit for it, and I think he's early investor, maybe angel investor into Replit as well. So it's also interesting.
Yeah, so for anybody who wants to participate, they can head to their website like replit.com. Yeah, and I also want to participate also in this challenge. You have been speaking about it for some time now, but
like 1 month or something. We got the idea like 1 month ago, but we should do it. I think it's just like 15 minutes a day, so I think it should be possible. Like with the writing, what I did like with the daily biologisms, I think it took me like 1.5 hours or 2 hours a day to do it, and so like with 15 minutes it should be more. Even with 2 small kids, it should be okay. But okay, we have other tasks as well. We want to get back to daily biologisms, but like this coding challenge sounds really good.
Yeah,
and actually it's also on the phone, which is interesting. Like Replit is also like an Android app as well, and they foresee a future where, I don't know, you get like a notification, let's say on your Replit app, and then there is like some crypto task, and you go and you solve and you code, let's say on your computer ideally, but there are actually even people coding on their phones
in India.
And stuff like that. That's also from that podcast.
Yeah,
and you can earn, actually there are people earning serious money on Replit. So like, okay, that's like, okay, just like in the spirit of the news you can use, you don't need to listen to us about like just like network states, like thinking about what will happen in 10 years. And it's not only, let's say, for some like first world kind of problems. Or people like, I don't know, doing pop-up network states somewhere in Montenegro or something, but like you can actually just like spend 15 minutes a day using Replit 100 days of code challenge. Just like learning how to code to prepare better for the future, because then you can be like, you can work remotely, and you can actually earn by this crypto tasking, and not just crypto tasking, just like tasking, working on Replit bounties, and there also they have like an AI tool for to help you with your coding. Something like ChatGPT, but like their own version of something like that.
Wow, talking about AI, let's move on to the latest development news on AI. I can see OpenAI has released GPT-4, while Microsoft recently released a new design AI that enables users to create custom images and design using natural language. What do you think about it? Because I'm seeing this, the war on AI is growing day by day. The other day, I saw like Google also posted that they are releasing their AI called Bard. And then also Elon Musk also posted a tweet that is releasing his based AI. So it's exciting. I mean everything about the AI and all this,
Sorry, the Elon Musk I didn't get. Yeah, I'm not so online these days, but like, so he is also releasing some like AI by Twitter or by whom?
Yeah,
Or
AI.
Tesla.
Yeah,
by Tesla or Twitter or
yeah, by Twitter, I guess. Let me just try to see if I can get
okay.
the tweet, because yeah, it was I remember I retweeted it. Yeah, but it's very, I mean, interesting to see this the war on AI growing day by day. And yeah, and this shows that we are moving, I mean, technology is progressing very quickly.
Yeah. So yeah, I have to say, I'm behind you definitely, and also the current curve on Chat GPT, because you already are using it, and actually it's good for, I don't know, for this like learn to code and this kind of or copywriting. I'm using Playground AI, right, for like the visual art. So, and I see the improvements. Like, yeah, the improvements are kind of quick and rapid, even like with this small like tool that I'm using. You can like edit the images like and do like various, not just like prompts, but then you can like use like the image and create various like variations, or you can like prompt like what you want to add into that image. I mean, it's not perfect and stuff, but this is like what I'm using for my illustrations for the blogging or the Substack. But I definitely want to explore AI actually for coding. I think for using like
Yeah,
for to like what
practicability.
Alexander Bart calls like symbiotic intelligence. Yeah,
Yeah,
like even, and I think this could be great also for vocational education, for like like helping everybody
yeah.
becomes not just creator but also like a narrator of, it's like you don't need to be creator, you can be just like a narrator prompting the AI into creating some content or visuals for you.
Yeah,
And
and
yeah, and it's great, this AI kind of competition is great, but like also what Balaji says, like people are not budgeting for the backlash. Now we have the summer, the AI summer, but the AI winter can come like because of some regulations or something like that. So but it's great that it's happening, like
yeah, and this is the
uh,
I mean, this is the tweet by Elon Musk, the best
based
AI.
based
Yeah. So he tweeted on 28th, and I actually retweeted their new era of AI. War is officially declared. Elon Musk has just announced his brand new best AI as a rival AI to ChatGPT through his Twitter account. So
yeah,
yeah,
but it sounds like a joke. It sounds just like a joke. But
not not
Dodge
really a joke,
AI,
but yeah, not
based
really.
AI. Make it happen.
Yeah.
That's cool. And somebody wrote there, dog, Dodge,
Mhm.
Dodge AI. Oh, cool. Based AI.
Yeah, so he's saying like a chat GPT is more of a work AI.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so the information there is not it's not most of the information is not real, I mean true. So like it's more of manipulated information or responses. So, and it's true, I interacted with chat GPT. It's true, sometimes you ask about information about Trump and it tells you that it, it doesn't know about Trump. But if you ask about Biden, it says like, yeah, it gives you, even it can write for you a poem about Biden and all praises about Biden, being the best president of America and also Senate, Yeah, but for me, I think ChatGPT use case is more of the practicability side, like doing coding, because yeah, you'll get to learn a lot very very fast, and also even if you're doing a project, it's easy to deliver that project very fast because it can generate you quick fixes,
That's that would be great, like, in the I don't know, these advances, like what can happen. Like with the Biden, the poem, it can write you a poem about Biden but not about Trump. I heard on some podcasts about this, like it's funny. I think, but the problem is that the centralized AI is inherently unethical. So because like it just like kind of tries to give the whole world the ideas that are, I don't know, just like, let's say, in some like woke elites in the US. So like, I don't know, you want the AI to produce to help you to produce your own stories, like, let's say, from your own tribe, your own kind of mythology, and not like have this kind of mm, just imported ideas, meaning imported because they are like not detailed enough, or something. Like it's just like also Balaji talks about it, like, okay, it's like, I don't know, in the US it's important to have, let's say, in the movies, or you have like various characters that are of various, let's say, races or ethnicities or something like that. But let's say you want much detailed like kind of thing than that, because let's say you want to have like I don't know, stories about like various tribes, let's say in Kenya or in Nigeria or something like that. It's not just like enough to, I don't know, have like this like very kind of simplistic kind of view from the US, like of what diversity is. But let's say you want to have like diversity of viewpoints, but also ideas, and also like various like concepts like that are not just like just coming from, let's say, elite Western universities. So like that's the idea, like you want to have decentralized AI that can actually help you to create your own stories, like as we discussed before, like the Chimamanda and Ngozi Adichie and her idea that the danger of a single story, like, and this is kind of the same thing, it's just like, and then it kind of, you get this stupid silly things which are just some kind of like PR. So I guess the AI kind of reflects I guess the ideology of the people like working at OpenAI, probably some ESG kind of thing, that they want to be protected from some lawsuits. But like then the result is that it creates a poem about Biden but not about Trump. It's just really silly thing. So yeah.
Okay. So also talking about the AI, I also mentioned about the designer, Microsoft designer. So this is like the AI, they are saying like you can just, it's almost working the same as chat, not diffusion or DALL-E, whereby you just write some text and generate for you like the image. So, but the problem is not yet in other countries, just on just in US. So but it's a great tool. Also like for designers. So probably it can also give competition to Canvas. Like Canvas, they normally do good design work in terms of posters or artwork.
Canva, right?
Canva.
Canva. I'm using it here and there as well. Sounds good, like a good play by Microsoft. Let's see. And this is like based on their collaboration with OpenAI, right? With ChatGPT and this, DALL-E, right?
DALL-E.
Because it's for visual.
Because I understand. They bought OpenAI, if I'm not wrong.
Not really bought, but they gave them like some Azure credits. I think it was quite a lot. I don't know how many. It was like 2 billion or something, like some crazy amount like that. I don't know. Even more maybe. I don't remember the amount, but it was like a big amount. They kind of donated them or something. So there is some kind of deal between them. Or maybe they bought like a part of, I don't know. They bought actually some. They got some deal, because the OpenAI, they started as a non-profit, but then they turned into a company. So now I don't know, like, what's the deal? How could they buy them? But they have some deal, yeah.
Yeah, because it was non-profit when Elon Musk was there, that time. So once it shifted to profit, Elon Musk decided to get out, and that's why he said like he wants to start his own base AI, because now I didn't think about like it becoming this so woke. Because that was not the original idea.
It's cool. It's funny.
Anyway,
it's funny,
lastly, before we wind up, let's talk about the latest development, the world of cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin breaks to 26,000 USD dollars today after the Fed released the CPI data. People are saying, or Bitcoin maximalists, they're saying there is higher chances we might see Bitcoin trading at 30,000 USD in a few days to come. I don't know, what's your take on this as we wind up this podcast?
Okay, like, I mean, if you listen to regularly to guys like at the bank class or something like that, okay, they are like into Ethereum. So but they were kind of saying that in the last kind of winter, the crypto winter, you had like this fake bull cycles within the bear market, like you can have like. And so it was an interesting idea, like I didn't remember it from the last time, like it's just time flies, and I wasn't paying that close attention to the price actually during the last, because I remember from 2016-17, and then this I mean, it was like I was following the price only basically for a year, and then I gave up because it's just like too stressful, like especially if you do day trading. So I was like, maybe day trading for a year, and it's I don't advise it. You just buy and hodl, you just buy and hold, and buy, hold, and then maybe sell if you need to go for a vacation, or buy yourself something nice, and then buy a low, sale high. That's that's the way.
Buy the dip.
Buy the dip. So but it's but probably because of what is happening now with the like with the Silicon Valley Bank and others, it might be that there is something happening like with crypto, especially if the interest rates will go down again, because like, I don't know, there are many, and the money will be printed and stuff like that. So if the money printing machine goes brrr, the crypto goes up. So it's like, could be one, but actually I really don't know. It's like I don't know. I found this kind of like all these podcasts or these kind of like videos about like, wow, the Bitcoin is up 10%, or oh, the crypto is dying because it's like down 10% or 30%. I don't know, it's just over determined, like meaning like there are many factors contributing to it. Like on Monday it was down 10%, if I sorry, not Monday, but Friday last week, when the SVB story broke.
And the USDC, the USDC also depegged,
Yeah, I heard it.
It went up to 0.8,
Really?
Actually,
wow,
actually 0.8 or 0.7. So because of the SVB,
Really?
Yeah.
Because of that. Oh, okay. I heard it. I heard that. I mean, I just saw like some very like something like some, just like something very quick. And I didn't follow it. So this was because of the SVB, right?
Yeah, because of the SVB. And actually, but the SVB story was very strong. So people concentrated more on the SVB and forgot about the USDC. But yeah, because the the reserves for the USDC, it was pegged with dollars. So they were in the, the USDC, they were in the SVB, and so when that crash happened, so it affected the USDC, and so actually it made also like CZ, changing, the Binance USD, the BUSD reserves from majorly from dollars to Bitcoin, so it's now like the reserves are held in Bitcoin than USD.
Wow, interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe this is causing the but okay, it's like one of the factors. But like probably also some people are like, okay, because what they expect people to do is like they will move like the big investors and like this kind of like these like business accounts, they expect them to move from regional banks to the big four, or I don't know, these like big too big to fail banks like JP Morgan and some others, So that's like the idea, because they're kind of considered to be like systemically important banks. This means like too big to fail. So like there is this idea that they will be bailed out by the governments or the US government. But these regional banks, they're like more vulnerable, and you saw it like, okay, on Monday there were like two other banks that went under, so and then now there is this like some credit facility, or how you call it, extended to those to other banks as well, I guess, the regional banks. And Balaji shared like or tweets a lot now about this topic, and he shared also something that the guys on All In podcast shared, the information that there is like 620 billion of uncovered losses in the US banking sector because of these treasuries.
I saw that.
Because of the treasuries, they lost the value because the rates went high.
They buy the treasury when it was low. I mean, so
when the interest were like 2%, let's say, and they grew to 5%. But as we said just like recently, it's just like 3% difference. But the price of the bonds, of the treasuries, fell by 25%. So it's not like, it's interesting, but this is like this is what happens. So suddenly you have a hole in your balance sheet. Because of this rapid change of interest rates. So it's also like the Fed is to blame, but again there are many other but I think what the Balaji wrote or you tweeted, so it's like what was it? It's not just zero interest rates policy, but it's the zero interest prediction capability, predictability, zero interest predictability.
So but
cool.
I think the Fed is trying to evade recession, but I think the recession kicked in, in the late 2021. So they're trying to evade it with raising the rates and all that. But I'm seeing a recession kicking in maybe this year. It already kicked in, but they don't want to admit it. So but things might get worse in terms of US dollar and all that, and also the petrodollar is dying and all that. So we might see like hard times in terms of dollar or banks, and maybe good times in the crypto side,
it's strange, it's complex, you don't know, it's just like weird, it's like it's weird that these constants become variables. Like suddenly it's like, I don't know, it's like it feels like almost like a it's not a moral hazard, when you are just having your checking account, or just your bank account, and then suddenly the bank goes under, and even the bank was like top rated, it wasn't like doing some shady things, or as far as we know, it was like just it had a problem because it mostly serves like the venture capital and the startup community in the Silicon Valley, right? And so it had some kind of structural problems because of the recession, as you said, is already happening in the tech sector for some time, right? In the larger economy, it's always like, will it happen? Will it not happen? But in the tech sector, definitely there is a big recession. So this was like one why they went under first. because the deposits were the startup founders were spending like it's 2021, but there were not new money from the VCs, like there were no new investments, or not so much new investments as before, so not so many investments. So the levels of the deposits, the bank deposits, were like going down, and but people were spending still quite a lot, so therefore the value went down. And also there was this big hole in their balance sheet because of the value of treasuries also went down. So this was like because, but then there are two other banks that went under or on Monday, as what I read on Twitter. I just had a short time now with but and then I don't know, and the government had to do something about it, but they are kind of like doing it either like late, or they're having like all these conflicting messages. And so I think it might be good for crypto in the long term, but I mean it's just it's also like
for me, I think crypto is winning, and because if I try to compare Bitcoin cycles with previous years, like during 2008, then it picked up and then it went down. So it's like picking up for bull run for 3 years, then going down for 1 year, then bull run for 3 years. So based on that, this like 2023 is a bull run year until say 2023, 2024, until 2025. So we might see like Bitcoin achieving a new earth, ATH, all-time high, maybe past $69,000, because the highest was $69,000. So and based on these factors, that's my prediction. I mean, Bitcoin will have a new all-time high. Maybe this year, at the end of this year, we might have a new all-time high. That's my prediction.
Yeah, could be. Because so there was this DeFi summer. Was it like 2019 or something? So you said like 2018, because maybe 2018 was like the end of the winter or something, right? I don't remember it already. I should have.
So 2020 it kicked in, like there's 2020. So 2020, 2021. So 2019, 2020, 2021. That was a bull run.
2020 and 2021. I remember it was already like rallying quite a lot, and then it went down.
So 2018 it's when it went down. So 2019 it started the rally again. 2019, 2020, 2021.
And then there was this DeFi summer. I think it was actually summer 2020, if I'm correct. And then okay.
So and it has happened.
So it's like
times.
this 4 year cycles.
3 year cycles.
Interesting.
So 1 year.
It's 3 year plus 1 year
for bears. 1 year for bear or winter.
3 for bull, 1 for bear. That's cool. So let's hope it. Definitely. Let's hope. And I also like just like Ethereum, I haven't checked now, but also like Solana just generally it got hurt by the FTX fiasco, just like because of the just proximity of some coins to the ecosystem. Bankman coins, whatever, to the ecosystem, but like we hope that it will also recover somehow. But it's just like good to build like during the crypto winter, and also it's when the price is cheap, then it's also cheap to use it. So, but like we are happy that the Solana is still with us, like still strong, and they are doing this Grizzlython, which is good. So so they might end up the Grizzlython, and already there is not a bear market, but there is a bull market.
It's true.
the bear might wake up and it's already summer, crypto summer again. Let's hope. Like it's good. Like, but again, it's just it's good to Yeah, just like hold and buy just some small amounts when to learn how to save and
yeah,
to
and
buy something small kidogo.
yeah, and build a lot, right now. Yeah, it's about time to build. And even it's not about crypto, but also like when recession kicks in, also it's most of the times the time to build again, during that time, because so many companies, they lay employees, they're trying to cut their costs. But at that time, they're also trying to build new features and new things, so that when, the summer comes, like there's new features, there's new product, you are ahead of your competitor, or something like that, or you offer new solutions. So yeah, most of the intelligent people or brilliant people, they do the building during the winter, so that during the summer, it's like they're making money out of it.
Yeah, and you have a lot of noise, during
Yeah.
summer. So because like when there is a crypto summer, everybody will be like, yeah, Bitcoin, yeah, like
Yeah.
network states, but it's like when you are during the crypto winter, when you are still positive about crypto and the network states and like this, then it kind of shows that at least you are like. You're not just a tourist,
Yeah.
you're not just a tourist, but you are like a settler at least or something. You are like more serious about it. Yeah. So yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, price is interesting, but it's not everything, like, I mean, if the crypto protocols are not compromised or not broken, and if you can send money through, let's say, Bitcoin Lightning, and the price, I mean, it's great that it's growing, and I think it's important. So, but if the protocol works and you can send some money, then it's good. It's good. Crypto and Web3 is surviving. Actually, the USDC, it said that I checked. I just saw like some line, like some headline that it depegged, or some video on YouTube when I was scrolling, but I didn't know it was like 80% or something, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
so 80.
I mean,
It's just quite a lot. Wow, it's
yes, quite a
interesting.
lot. Actually, there's a person who lost a lot of money because he transferred. I think he was transferring. I don't know from. I don't know. He was escaping the bull. I mean, the bear. So he changed the amount. I don't know. No, he was changing. I don't know the amount to USDC, like about 2 million USD dollars, something like that. Then, yeah, it was. I remember it was. He set wrong slippage percentage. So when he converted the amount from USDC, when it was 0.98, to USDT, USDT, the tether. So the slippage, I mean, he bought the tether at 0.05. I don't know. The slippage messed him. So he lost a lot because of also that incident of USDC, depegging.
Okay, but he was doing some kind of what is it, arbitrage or something between those two, if I understand it correctly, right, between those two stable coins or something.
Yes,
like
yeah. So you're avoiding, because this one is depegging, so you're trying to convert his USDC to USDT. But he did put a wrong slippage percentage, so he ended up losing more money, because he was doing like around 2 million USD. It was a lot of money.
Yeah, wow. Okay, but actually what you mentioned is quite interesting with the Binance, and they're changing it into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I think it is a wake-up call. It was a wake-up call that still, if you want to go really into Bitcoin, or believe in Bitcoin as a freedom tool, then we don't have actually to peg it using dollar. So with the other stable coin, we have to peg them to Bitcoin, so that they can it can mean really bring the meaning that Bitcoin is the internet money. So yeah, so So I think the move by CZ, it was a great move for me. I mean, moving from changing the currency from USD, I mean, to crypto, I mean, to Bitcoin. I mean, that is a great move by him. Yeah. So let's see how things I mean get I mean how things unfold. Yeah, but it's a great move by CZ. I mean, he got some criticism here and there, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's like the one app that I still don't have, and I think I should actually test it. I like him. He's kind of like I don't know. Yeah, he gets a lot of attention. He's like a controversial figure, but
Yeah.
like, and of course he led the SBF. I mean, he kicked off the SBF fiasco, right? Or like, but yeah, but I have to test it as well, because they're so big, and yeah, I'll test it. I mean, of course, like just like some symbolic amounts probably, but it's good. I think I like this idea of like being as diversified as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So like with these like centralized exchanges, it's just like, because, but yeah, but it's the same actually. Should also probably work also for banks, so people should have at least like two banks or something. Because like if imagine like it's really interesting because like these like Silicon Valley Bank customers, like these like very sophisticated VCs, like venture capital companies, and they got hurt also, like because they were not expecting this type of risk. So, but it's like. We are like going back to the past, like our future is our past, like it's like these bank runs and these kind of like weird kind of events, like things that were happening online or might be happening offline as well. So it's like kind of weird future. Also like crypto is up, but let's say, or crypto is down, the AI is up, and then everybody is like super focused on AI, and you will have like the AI summer and then AI bubble, and then maybe the AI will be popped because of either some regulation or some kind of woke, I don't know, kind of thing, like that's or some scandals or something, and then but then the crypto will be up. So but I think that the key point here is like it's like symbiotic intelligence, not just AI, and it's good to actually work with all three major technologies like of today, as Balaji calls them. So it's like the AI, crypto, and social. So ideally maybe using all three, and even like all three to build something like startup societies, network unions, and network archipelagos, and ultimately network states or something like that. So
yeah, thank you, Jakub. I mean, that's a great way of concluding this podcast. And I'm great to have you back again on the podcast.
Yeah, it was great, Duke, to talk again like this, like freely about everything, yeah. So I'm happy. I missed it.
I missed it too, and I'm looking forward to season 2. Actually, April.
Of daily Balagisms. We hope we can do another 40 or something like that before summer, right?
Yeah.
And and we are looking forward to talk to Alexander Bard. Maybe we should chat also, like to prepare for the day after tomorrow, and let's see when it will be released by you. But we're looking forward to having some discussion with this Swedish philosopher, so it's good.
On Thursday, so our listeners can stay tuned on Thursday. Maybe not on Thursday, but we'll be recording on Thursday, so it will not be live. So by Sunday, so Sunday I'll be posting the conversation with Alexander Bard. So all the listener can stay tuned on that particular day, so
okay. Wow, nice.
And congratulations once again, Jakub, for having a daughter, beautiful daughter, nice daughter. So I wish her a good health, as she grows up, and she becomes also a tech nerd.
Yeah. I hope she'll learn how to code sooner than me, much sooner. Both of my daughters, I hope. Like, there's this 6-year-old kid on Replit from India.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, I hope they can. They can be something similar, but I mean, like, but they can do whatever they want. They can, I mean, meaning like they can become scientists or like write poems if they prefer to.
Yeah.
But definitely coding is a way to go, and I think like parents, not just in Kenya, India, or Slovakia, or the US, or wherever they are listening from, yeah, they should just support their kids to learn to code. I think it's also important. This like it's not just STEM education, but it's also like STEAM, also including liberal arts, because often these word cells are upstream of engineers, often, which is yeah, but you want more people like Elon Musk, who is also very good at Twitter, and he also bought Twitter. And he is also like very good at engineering, so you would like to have like he's like the prototype of the STEAM, meaning like STEM plus liberal arts. If you consider liberal arts being like like philosopher king or something, like not just like a philosopher, but like also engineer. So something maybe to discuss with Alexander Bard.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but this is the STEAM. So yeah, I mean, I also want to greet my my two daughters if they will listen one day. So Ida and Hanka. Yeah, and thank you, Duke, for this great discussion.
Podcast. Yeah, and thank you too for always having time to discussing with me on this podcast, Mtambo Desk. Yeah, well, that brings us to the end of this episode. If you enjoyed listening to Mtambo Desk podcast, please subscribe, give this episode a thumbs up, and be sure to come back next week for another episode. Until then, this is Duke Mtambo, and don't forget to do good always.